Live from Amarillo, working in the Panhandle spirit. ABC7 News Daybreak starts now.
Coming up on Daybreak, after years of being under construction, the South Loop 335 is now open. What other construction projects you need to be aware of while on the road? Plus, has the last few days of the moisture helped our producers in our area? We'll have some answers. And COVID, flu, and RSV cases are on the rise, and colder temperatures are not helping. How you can protect yourself and your little ones. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on Daybreak. The time is now 6 o'clock. Before we get started on all of that news, let's go to Corbin Vogus, our own meteorologist. Good morning, Corbin.
Good morning, Johnny. It was really nice to see the rainfall yesterday. We even had a few of those slushy snowflakes mixed in at around 4:30 to 6 o'clock, but didn't see any of it accumulate. But we did have a new rain record set in Amarillo.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was really a lot of wet weather in Amarillo.
That it was. We'll take a quick look at your records in a little bit. Here's your freeze alerts, though, for this morning. The western side of the area, definitely on the cold side. We'll have temperatures tumble below freezing from now, potentially all the way until as late as 11 a.m. It's 28 in Boise City right now, 32 in Clayton, 35 in Hereford, 38 here in Amarillo, and at the freezing point in Perryton as well. Winds right now light from the northwest, anywhere from 5 to 15 miles per hour, but all that sunshine today going to help us warm up into the 60s. Now, we're still going to be below normal for those high temperatures, but definitely a lot more mild than we were yesterday. At about 3 o'clock, we were in the 40s. We'll be about 20 degrees warmer than that. You'll talk about yesterday's rain totals in your full forecast, as well as your next weather maker, which may even bring some more rain and thunderstorms to the area Thursday night. We'll talk about that in 15 minutes. Johnny, back to you.
Thank you, Corbin. Looking forward to that. Well, despite the rain over the last 2 days, 97% of Texas winter wheat is suffering from the drought. The USDA estimates about 70% of Texas wheat acres has already been planted, with more than 35% of that now emerging. ABC7's Drew Powell reports how that bleak outlook is not deterring production.
Each year, the United States exports about half of all the wheat grown.
Everything's high risk, high reward right now.
The risk is the weather. More rain and snow are needed to help wheat production. The reward is the demand and high price for wheat, as global consumption is outpacing global production, creating a good long-term demand for wheat. Producers in the Texas Panhandle are optimistic irrigated and dryland wheat will lead to a profit.
Wheat, you never know what it's going to do till the end, but it's starting to come up. We're off to a good start. These humid mornings are really helping us get a good stand, and the irrigation's going a lot farther with the cooler weather.
Irrigated wheat acres will be above average this season, just because of the overall price of wheat is higher than normal. Dryland wheat acres will be well above average. There will be much more dryland planted than normal.
The current weather climate is forcing producers to plant dryland wheat earlier in the year, after dryland cotton failed to mature and generate a profit.
A lot of producers are trying to finish up planting this dryland wheat while we have this moisture, so that they can get it up out of the ground and get it established before it gets cold. It goes dormant.
And all is not lost for producers in the Texas Panhandle or across the region in the event the drought continues on into 2023. That's because producers will turn dryland wheat into wheatledge and sell it to the dairies. Reporting from Oldham County, I'm Drew Powell, ABC7 News.
Well, the three largest importers of the wheat grown in the Texas Panhandle are Mexico, Japan, and the Philippines. And after several years of construction, the South Loop 335 in Amarillo is now open to traffic. However, there are still several projects along the western portion of the highway that crews are continuing to work on. The intersections on the access roads at Coulter, FM 2590, and FM 2186 have proven to be problematic. That's where TxDOT is currently putting up new traffic lights next to the overpass. TxDOT says too many drivers are not stopping at the stop signs that are now in place.
They're not paying attention. They're not giving driving. They're 100%. Just stay extra aware, because traffic patterns are constantly changing as work progresses on these rather large projects. And we have so many of them that are taking place right now. You just really need to keep those distractions down and your eyes and concentration completely focused on the road ahead.
Well, Gross says that all the traffic lights at these locations are expected to be functional by the end of next week. In health news, did you experience a fever, chills, or muscle pains after getting your COVID-19 shot? It could mean you had a better immune response to the vaccine. Researchers analyzed data of more than 900 adults who self-reported their symptoms after receiving the Pfizer or Moderna COVID-19 vaccinations. The participants also submitted a blood sample to test for antibodies. These researchers found that after either vaccine dose, nearly half of participants reported systemic symptoms, and 12% reported only pain or rash at the injection site, while 40% reported no symptoms at all. Participants that reported side effects tended to have a better antibody response to the vaccines. And it's that time again. Flu season has always been a pain, and for the past couple of years, COVID-19 has also surged in the cooler months. This year, though, another disease is spreading also, and it could hold particular danger for the kids. ABC7's Trayvon Gay spoke with a local doctor to see what the impact could look like and how to mitigate the damage.
Flu, COVID-19, and now RSV. Experts say all three diseases are expected to surge this winter, and all three could be dangerous for the young and old. Rodney Young, a professor and department chairman at Texas Tech Health Sciences Center, says children are at risk due to their airways being smaller than adults. But if the pandemic brought us any benefit, it was learning to stay home and keep on, something Dr. Young says could be a boon.
One thing they did for us is help schools to be able to advance in remote learning technologies so that it would be an option if we start to have significant surge.
The Panhandle is notoriously dry, windy, and warm, which can help with the spread of some infections. During the winter, though, Dr. Young says our behavior changes, and it can make for an easier spread for all three illnesses.
What hits us is when it's cold, windy, and dry, and we head indoors, and now everybody starts to have person-to-person transmission of those infections because we're in closer quarters, sometimes in areas where the air is being recycled through the air handling units.
And though our numbers are lower than places like Houston or Dallas, Dr. Young says the risk is real, and eventually we usually reflect their case increases.
But we are seeing an uptick in our RSV numbers here, as well as our flu numbers. So we feel like we're a little behind them on the curve, but typically we're just a few weeks behind, and then those things hit us as well.
And the strain may extend beyond staying home with the sniffles. During the COVID-19 pandemic, hospitals were flooded with patients seeking treatment, meaning respiratory equipment was often scarce or even entirely taken up.
The need for treatments like oxygen, nebulizer treatments, sometimes IV therapies, all those things mean hospitalization for most people, and that requires our resources to be used to address that. So if all of these things hit us at the same time, the system does run the risk of being overwhelmed.
In all, keeping your family safe begins at home, says Dr. Young. That includes washing your hands, social distancing, wearing a mask when you can't social distance, and keeping your hands away from your eyes and mouth. Reporting in Amarillo, Trayvon Gay, ABC7 News.
Thank you, Trayvon. Well, still ahead, if you think your dog is model-worthy, we have some great news for you. How your pretty pup could win $10,000. Plus, Beyond Meat is at it again with another plant-based meat option. We'll tell you all about its new steak seared tips.
Only one Amarillo station has two certified broadcast meteorologists, Joe Puma, Corbin Vogus. Get your weather 24/7 from the team you can trust. Storm Search 7 on ABC7 Amarillo.
Next, Drew. Martha Stewart. What are we making today?
Brioche apple bread pudding.
Emulsify.
More wrist. You're not whisking, whisk.
On the next, Drew.
Today at 3 on ABC7.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. Over the last 2 months, I've traveled to over 100 cities listening to my fellow Texans. They want their kids to get a great education, but without being taught woke policies that divide us. They want a secure border, safe neighborhoods, and a good-paying job. They know that Texas is America's last hope. Texans don't want Joe Biden's America. I'm fighting for you, and I'm fighting for Texas. I'm Dan Patrick, and I ask for your vote.
Don't wait. Get low 2.9% for 72 months plus $2,500 cash allowance at Ram Country Dumas. We're in the final stretch of the Ram Power Day sales event and truckloads of new Ram trucks are rolling in. Get huge savings with 2.9% for 72 months on new 2022 Rams plus $2,500 cash allowance and a warranty forever at no extra charge at Ram Country Dumas. Forever and ever.
Do you know the signs of foundation trouble? It usually starts with cracks in drywall or bricks, and windows or doors that stick. As it gets worse, you might see cracks in concrete floors, visible gaps around windows and doors, slopes in floors, or even a leaning chimney. If you see any of these, call Childress Brothers now. Small problems don't fix themselves, they just get worse over time. Call Childress Brothers today for your free inspection.
Integrity, honesty, unbeatable quality. Childress Brothers Foundation Repair.
I'm feeling very strange today.
Me too, Kelly. Very strange.
Next Live with Kelly and Ryan, Randall Park, plus Halloween decor. And coming October 31st, it's Live's Multiverse Halloween.
Oh, thank goodness.
Great. Take it from here, guys.
Yeah, we are tired.
This morning at 9 on ABC7.
My journey skating for the gold taught me a lot, but my journey with breast cancer has been one of my greatest teachers.
Every woman's breast cancer is unique. Be Wiser educates and empowers women to take control of their breast cancer treatment plan and help navigate their own path beyond 5 years.
Talk to your doctor about information and tests to personalize a treatment plan that fits your needs. I did. Be informed, be wiser, support survivors like us.
Breast cancer awareness from men.
They can get breast cancer as well.
Why men may face a poorer prognosis.
I think they're also sometimes a little embarrassed.
And what red flags to look for on the next Keeping You Healthy, Wednesday morning at 6 on ABC7 Daybreak.
Well, the time's now 6:12, and we have some consumer news. Dog lovers, listen up. Your pup could become a star. Check out some pics of these photogenic puppies and ask yourself, is my dog even more photogenic? If you answered a resounding yes, your dog could make up to $10,000 a year. Yappy.com, a website for pet gifts, is hiring a chief fluff officer. The job description all boils down to being cute and taking even cuter pictures while trying out some of the gifts from the website. Just apply by November the 18th. And Apple is raising its prices for its streaming services. Apple Music is jumping to $10.99 per month, which is $1 increase. The family plan, which supports up to 5 people, is now $16.99, up $2. The company says the new price comes as licensing costs are on the rise. Meanwhile, on the television and movie side, the monthly cost of Apple TV Plus is jumping 40% to $6.99. Apple says the new price reflects the service's expanded slate of offerings. And Beyond Meat has a new meaty option for the fans of plant-based foods. The company announced it's launching its new Beyond Steak plant-based seared tips nationwide. The seared tips are chopped into bite-sized pieces similar to that of small strips of steak. The company says it is completely plant-based, but contains 21 grams of protein per serving with no added antibiotics or hormones. Customers can find Beyond Steak at more than 5,000 Kroger and Walmart locations across the United States. And when we return, we'll have a lot of Marvel news in today's Hollywood Minute. We'll give you a sneak peek of Ant-Man and the Wasp 3.
It's nice to unwind after a long week of telling people how Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. He's a natural. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
There's nothing like hitting the waves.
There's nothing like volunteering, but my moderate to severe eczema can make it hard.
Now, I'm staying ahead of it.
Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, so you can have clearer skin and noticeably less itch.
Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
Hi, I'm Deborah. I'm from Colorado. I've been married to my high school sweetheart for 35 years. I'm a mother of 4, always busy. I was starting to feel a little foggy. It just didn't feel like things were as sharp as I knew they once were. I heard about Prevagen, and then I started taking it about 2 years now. Started noticing, seemed a little sharper, a little clearer, and I feel like it's kept me on my game. I am able to remember things and say, give it a try.
Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
Get a head start on the holidays at Kohl's. Take an extra $10 off, save 20%, and earn Kohl's Cash. Plus, get 20% off cool Legos, 25% off cute jammies for your family, and stylish women's sweaters starting at $23.99. More gifts, more savings. Kohl's.
Has your copier seen better days? Call Remco Copy Services, a second-generation owned and operated business servicing the Amarillo market for over 30 years. At Remco, we service all types of businesses and offer preventative maintenance, service contracts, and more importantly, loyalty to our clients and, of course, your copiers. Our services can't be duplicated. Call us at 355-8484 or just drop by at 1814 Southwestern Street.
At Honda, reliability is a really big deal. That means reliable vehicles and reliable service. Because now, more than ever, you need a car you can count on and your dealer to go the extra mile. So if your Honda needs parts, service, or just a checkup, we're right here, ready to help you get what you need and help you stay safe with Honda-trained technicians and genuine Honda parts for a reliable car that's ready to go when you need it.
Hand-tossed pizza, big and bold burgers, scratch-made food. At Bubba's 33, we're always ready for a good time. Bubba's 33 is hosting its annual Trunk and Treat on Saturday, October 29th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Come out for a day of fun and festivities, along with some legendary food and service. Bubba's 33, food for all.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Joe Puma. Stay with Storm Surge 7.
Well, it's 6:17, and get this. A messy situation in Potsdam, Germany. Climate protesters threw mashed potatoes at a Claude Monet painting and then glued themselves to the wall. Officials say the painting, Monet's Grain Stacks, is covered in glass and was not damaged. The two activists are from the group Last Generation, protesting fossil fuel extraction. The group says the protesters were arrested. It comes after a similar incident earlier this month. The British group Just Stop Oil threw tomato soup at Vincent van Gogh sunflowers in London.
And now, your Storm Surge 7 forecast with meteorologist Corbin Vogus.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone. We've got freeze alerts out until at least 10 a.m. this morning for the Southwest Texas Panhandle. That's Palmer, Castro, and Swisher County, as well as New Mexico. That's just a different time zone. And then 11 a.m. for the rest of those counties that are in the High Plains region or the Panhandles area. We had a lot of rain yesterday. In fact, we had a daily rainfall record here in Amarillo, as well as one up in Borger, Texas. They had 9/10 of an inch of rain up there yesterday, 1.35 inches of rain here in Amarillo. We even had as much as 1.84 inches of rain towards McLean, 1.12 in Clarendon, 6/10 of an inch out in Shamrock. Lesser totals up towards Canadian, Perryton, and Beaver. Again, some of these numbers starting to fall off since we had some of that early rain yesterday, some of that not showing up in the past 24-hour graphic anymore. But again, a healthy dose along I-40 and really anywhere from about 50 miles within the interstate as well. Temperatures at the moment in the 30s and the 40s, some 20s up towards Boise City there in Cimarron County, 34 in Dimmitt and Clovis, and then 32 at the freezing point there in Dalhart. I think it's the first time that they've been at their first freeze this year. Winds right now anywhere from 5 to 15 miles per hour from the west-northwest. They will stay light today, and full sunshine going to help us continue to warm into the low 60s this afternoon. We've got Buddy up here on your catnap forecast. Thank you, Brittany, for sharing a picture of your pet with us here at Storm Surge 7. You can always share your pet pictures with us on our Chime In tab. Again, that is at abc7amarillo.com/chime in. Here's your Barron computer model. Today, a lot of sunshine. That will help us get into the 60s. Those winds will be very light. really under 10 miles per hour. And then our next surface trough starts to move into the area. That's going to bring in that south wind for our Wednesday, and that's actually going to start to pump in some low-level moisture. Again, our dew points will probably be in the 40s and low 50s on Thursday afternoon. That is something that we'll have to keep an eye on, but if it continues to climb, we may have enough moisture that we could see some thunderstorm potential with our next weather maker. Right now, it looks like Thursday and Friday, the 2 days to watch, especially Thursday evening. Our next cold front starts to crash south that afternoon, and then those rain chances as well start to increase. Now, this system is another cutoff low, or at least it's going to break away from the jet stream. It's not as potent as the one we had yesterday, so the cold air really not present. No snow chances with this one, but it does look like we may be in what we call the warm sector, and that is where we'll have enough low-level moisture, some instability, and those are kind of the two recipes or two things that we need out of the 4 ingredients for severe storm potential. So something that we're keeping our eye on at this point in time. Right now, there's already a marginal risk in the eastern third of the Texas Panhandle for some maybe potential for damaging winds and some hail that's over the size of quarters. So that is something that we're again going to keep an eye on over the next 3 days. But something doesn't look like it's a complete guarantee right now. We could still get dry slotted, so something that we'll have to talk about more tomorrow. Here's your highs for today: 67 in Amarillo, 67 in Borger, rather, 62 in Amarillo, and then 61 in Vega and Clayton, New Mexico. Lows will tumble back down into the 30s and 40s overnight tonight. A chilly start to your day tomorrow. Make sure you've got that jacket. Get some use in the morning. You get to shake it off in the afternoon. We'll be very seasonal tomorrow in the high 60s and low 70s. And looking at your 7-day tracker right now, we've got that thunderstorm chance on Thursday, 30% chance of rain for right now, and then we have a 20% chance at some morning showers on Friday.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
This smoke from a grass fire in Arkansas. A good portion of the state has been affected by drought, making it ripe for more wildfires than usual. But Little Rock meteorologist James Bryant says they are expecting rain. Meanwhile, in Utah, weekend snow and autumn evidence peeking through. These fall colors hanging on, the leaves not going gently into the night.
For more content like this, follow the National Weather Desk on Twitter.
What would happen to Texas if Beto O'Rourke became governor? Beto would hammer us with crushing tax increases, crumble our oil and gas industry with his radical environmental policies. He'd destroy public safety, opening our borders and defunding the police. And Beto would demolish law and order with easy bail, putting violent criminals back on the streets. Texas under Beto O'Rourke wouldn't be Texas anymore.
Truckload after truckload of brand new Mazdas are rolling into Mazda of Amarillo. Hurry, get a new 2023 Mazda CX-5 or new 2023 Mazda CX-9 with low 2.9% financing. That's low 2.9% on brand new 2023 Mazdas 2.9%. Plus, get Mazda of Amarillo's exclusive warranty forever at no extra charge. So come see us today at Mazda of Amarillo. Forever and ever.
Adobe Wall Stoneworks, Justin Howe here. Listen, I can't believe it, but this year we're going to celebrate our 20th anniversary. The Texas Panhandle has been such a support for our little business, and we're so thankful. Amy and I have been dreaming about this design center for years. We want you to come check it out on Hillside. We've got this amazing crane, all this beautiful granite, the most amazing design consultants in town, and we're open till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Come check it out, Adobe Wall Stoneworks.
Do it. Oh my God! We want to see it. Did you order a drooper?
Wow.
Magic time. I love it. We make this show for you, so take it with you.
Today at 3 on ABC7.
I'm feeling very strange today.
Me too, Kelly. Very strange.
Next Live with Kelly and Ryan, Randall Park, plus Halloween decor. And coming October 31st, it's Live's Multiverse Halloween.
Oh, thank goodness.
Great. Take it from here, guys.
Yeah, we are tired.
This morning at 9 on ABC7. Tuesdays on ABC7 News at 6. We're celebrating Amarillo's rich history of aviation. During the month of October, ABC7 is highlighting stories about our airport's history, taking you from the beginnings in the 1920s to today. Tune in every Tuesday at 6 for these exclusive special reports. You'll learn what makes it unique and how Rick Husband Amarillo International Airport has been connecting Amarillo to the world since 1929.
Well, the time is 6:24. Marvel is ready to kick off Phase 5 of its cinematic universe, and it begins back in the quantum realm. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
It's a secret universe beneath ours.
What are you so afraid of? There's something I never told you.
This place. It isn't what you think.
The first trailer is out for Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly return, along with Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer. We also get Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror and a glimpse of Bill Murray. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania hits the big screen February 17th. The stars came out in Beverly Hills for the inaugural The Griot Awards, celebrating African-American icons, leaders, and legends. Honorees included Patti LaBelle, who received the Music Icon Award, Queen Latifah, the Television Icon Award, Olympic champion Allison Felix, the Sports Icon Award, and Jennifer Hudson, the Trailblazer Icon Award. The show will be broadcast on The Griot and other Allen Media Group platforms later this year. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, the temperatures are dropping to the usual fall numbers, so could we be seeing thunderstorms this week? Our own meteorologist Corbin Bogus will fill us in after the break.
This week, look who's waking up with America's favorite morning show. Kerry Washington, Shonda Rhimes, Tony Hale, Henry Cavill, and what legendary rocker AC/DC frontman Brian Johnson says will leave you thunderstruck.
It was just magic.
This week on GMA.
I'd like to thank our sponsor, Liberty Mutual. They customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Contestants ready? Go! Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Grand Canyon University offers over 250 programs online, and online students received over $144 million in scholarships in 2021. See what scholarships you qualify for. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer. Find your purpose at GCU.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We do the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $400 at LensCrafters, over $200 at Walmart, and over $150 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
One step closer.
One step closer.
Every AutoNation Pink plate gets us one step closer to driving out cancer. Nearly $35 million donated so far. Drive pink now in your favorite new Chevy. Take advantage of new 2022 Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cabs. $4,000 off MSRP. Drive pink today at AutoNation Chevrolet.
Hello, I'm Bob Mills, and I suffer from scoliosis. And after my back surgery, the only mattress that would help me sleep is the new patented Heirloom mattress. With its patented micro-touch coil, inspired by the medical industry, it relieves those restless nights. If you suffer with back issues, I can't recommend enough the new patented Heirloom mattress. Another exclusive at the newly remodeled Bob Mills Sleep Spa. Now, let's get you out of pain.
Ron was an active guy.
I'm an outdoorsman.
Until plantar fasciitis pain hit.
My wife said, I'm going to take you to the Good Feet store.
Now?
I can do my happy dance. That's what Good Feet dance.
Come in for your free fitting.
Join ABC7 Amarillo and First Bank Southwest for the Coffee Memorial Blood Drive at the Sleepy Hollow branch, Wednesday, November 9th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Donate and receive a free t-shirt, $15 gift card to Bubba's 33, and Synergy Movie Pass. Every day, the Texas Panhandle needs blood donations. It's the most precious gift anyone can give to another person, the gift of life. Register today and help save lives in our community.
At Stanton Optical, you get great value on eye care, including contacts. Right now, get a 1-year supply of AccuView Oasis and an eye exam for only $189. Scan now to book your eye exam. Yay, technology.
ABC7 News Daybreak continues.
Coming up on Daybreak, early voting is now underway and the race for Texas governor is reaching its final stretch. How candidates are pushing voters to the polls. Plus, in only 5 days after Liz Truss stepped down, the UK has a new prime minister and he's the first leader of color in the country's history. Once again, good morning and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:29. Before we get to all of that news, let's go to Corbin Vogus, our own meteorologist, for a check of our weather. Good morning, Corbin.
Good morning, Johnny. We've got a very chilly start to the day this morning. Those freeze warnings still in place until at least 10 a.m. There for the southern side of the Texas Panhandle, or 11 o'clock for the rest of us, and then 10 o'clock Mountain Daylight Time there in East New Mexico. Even a hard freeze warning for Quay and Union County. Temperature is 27 degrees in Boise City right now. 38. Haven't gotten too freezing here in Amarillo, but still a very cold start to the day. You'll want that jacket as you head outside. Winds are light, though, anywhere from 5 to 15 miles per hour, mainly from the west. They'll start to die down this afternoon from the northwest, and a lot of sunshine will help us warm into the 60s today. We still don't get to our average high temperature of 70 degrees, but definitely much warmer this afternoon than we were yesterday, probably around 20 to 25 degrees warmer in about a 24-hour time change. So definitely going to be much nicer out there, more pleasant like. You may even be okay to shake off the jacket this afternoon. We're going to talk about your rain totals yesterday, even showing you a couple of videos sent in from Chime In, some of the snowflakes that tried to mix in yesterday in both Amarillo and Canyon. And we're also going to talk about your next weather maker. Looks like some thunderstorms, maybe even some severe storms on the table for our Thursday. Johnny?
Thank you, Corbin. Well, what's happening in Texas? We turn to ABC News exclusive. A Uvalde school staffer is speaking out for the first time about the false claim of her in the early days after the massacre. It was rumored that she had left a door propped open, which the shooter then used to enter the building, then began the attack that left 19 children and 2 teachers dead. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
It was an accusation that rocked Amelia Amy Marin's life, and now the Uvalde school staffer says she wants to set the record straight.
He said a teacher left the door propped open, and I looked at my daughter and I said, that's a lie.
Just days after 19 kids and 2 teachers were shot dead at Robb Elementary, Texas state officials said this.
We know from video evidence, 11/27, the exterior door was propped open by a teacher.
A few days later, the Texas Department of Public Safety retracted the statement, admitting Marine had closed the door, but said that it didn't lock automatically like it was supposed to. Now, video newly obtained by ABC News and still not released to the public shows Marine right after she says she spotted the gunman crash his car and approach school grounds with a rifle.
Can you tell me what you're doing there?
I'm rolling the cart out because I'm gonna go meet my coworker outside. I'm running in to get my phone. Because the crash happened already.
And you're calling 911
yes.
to get help.
Mm-hmm.
Little do you know, he has a gun.
Yes.
Marine kicks the rock away that was holding the door open.
As I'm running back, I tell her, he's got a gun, he's shooting.
She says she's still dealing with the trauma from the horrific day. Her body shakes, she speaks with a stutter, and suffers from anxiety and depression.
I did die that day. I see the windows boarded up and the fence around the campus. I tell my counselor, I'm in there. I'm still in there.
The Texas Department of Public Safety has issued a statement saying it apologizes to Marine and her family for the additional grief this has caused. Meantime, DPS Director Steve McCraw is scheduled to testify in front of the State Public Safety Commission on Thursday. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Well, in political news, early voting turnout numbers for the midterm election are surging. According to data from election officials, Edison Research and Catalyst, almost 7.3 million ballots have already been cast. That's in 39 states. Florida has the highest number of ballots cast with more than 1 million. California and Georgia are each reporting more than 800,000 votes so far. And in Pennsylvania, more than 500,000 ballots have been cast. And Florida's candidates for governor faced off last night in their only debate as early voting is getting underway. The race may not be the most competitive in the country. Governor Ron DeSantis leads Congressman Charlie Crist by 8 points. That's according to 538 polling. But it is a unique opportunity to hear both sides and a way for former Governor Crist to gain some name recognition. Crist led Florida as a Republican and later switched parties to serve in Congress. The debate was hosted by our sister station in West Palm Beach. It was rowdy, with the crowd refusing to stay quiet and the candidates laying on the attacks.
You're the governor of Florida right now. You won't even say if you want to be the governor of Florida after this election, but you are right now.
The only worn-out old donkey I'm looking to put out to pasture is Charlie Crist.
You're the most anti-business governor I've ever seen.
That's time, Congressman. Governor?
Yeah, except for all the businesses that are moving down here and leading the nation in net in-migration. And I'm proud, you know, we said...
Well, DeSantis refused to answer a question from Crist regarding his presidential aspirations. The debate was supposed to take place 2 weeks ago, but was postponed by Hurricane Ian. And as early voting kicked off yesterday, both candidates for governor are giving all they have for their final push to get you to the polls. Jack Fink shows you where they're telling their supporters.
Y'all ready to win?
Standing in the rain, Democrat Beto O'Rourke told supporters at the Renner Frankfurt Library in North Dallas to spread the word and help them get out the vote as he made his closing argument.
Supporting those teachers, ensuring every woman makes her own decisions about her own body, and prioritizing the lives of our kids over the interests of the NRA. We're going to come through and we're going to win.
Among those who stood in line to vote, Carolyn Maynard, who said carrying out her civic duty was more important than getting a little wet.
My ancestors, they marched in the rain. They died, some of them, for me to have the right to vote.
We are going to win this election.
O'Rourke also greeted supporters at Friendship West Baptist Church in southern Dallas.
Are you all ready to win an election?
Governor Greg Abbott campaigned in San Antonio, the Austin area, and Harlingen, and he focused in part on his economic record.
Since you all last re-elected me, Texas has added far more jobs than any other state in the entire country.
The Real Clear Politics average of polls shows the governor has a 9 percentage point lead. He'll campaign in North Texas later this week.
Dallas County's Democratic Party chair estimates some 300,000 Democrats in the county stayed home during the November 2020 election, and they are really focused on getting those voters out this time.
And really, North Texas holds the margin of victory. If so many of those who did not vote in 2020 actually turn out in this year, today or tomorrow on the first days of early voting, we will win this election.
On Tuesday, O'Rourke will make 5 stops in Tarrant County.
Well, internationally, the United Kingdom will have its first ever leader of color. Rishi Sunak has been chosen as the new prime minister less than a week after Liz Truss stepped down. ABC's Patrick Reevell has the latest from London.
The United Kingdom has its next prime minister, Rishi Sunak. The 42-year-old former Treasury Secretary emerging victorious in the contest to become leader of the Conservative Party after other candidates dropped out.
Rishi Sunak is therefore elected as leader of the Conservative Party.
Sunak making history as the first person of colour to become a British Prime Minister. The son of Punjabi Indian immigrants, he is also Britain's first practising Hindu PM. Sunak won the race to replace Liz Truss following her chaotic resignation last week after serving just 44 days. In a contest hastily organised by the Conservative Party to find her successor, Sunak defeated 2 challengers. Most dramatically, Boris Johnson, who tried to stage an unlikely comeback. The former Prime Minister rushing back from a Caribbean vacation to try to retake office after being ousted by his party in disgrace less than 2 months earlier. But after briefly gaining momentum, Johnson forced to drop out on Sunday night, unable to win the backing of enough Tory lawmakers. Penny Mordaunt, a relatively inexperienced former minister, also dropping out when it became clear she didn't have the votes. Conservatives hoping Sunak will provide some stability after the recent chaos at the top of British government, where there have been 3 prime ministers in just a few weeks. Rishi Sunak is also the richest Prime Minister the UK has ever had, with an estimated wealth that's double that of the King's. He faces immediate challenges, though. Opposition parties are demanding a general election, but he has already reportedly ruled that out. Patrick Reevell, ABC News, London.
Well, thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:39, and we still have much more to come on the show. Here is your morning menu. Spirit Airlines and JetBlue are merging, but it may impact flyers in a big way. Plus, yet another school shooting happened in the U.S., this time at a St. Louis high school. We'll give you the details. And Corbin has got your chilly forecast when we return.
Tuesdays on ABC7 News at 6. We're celebrating Amarillo's rich history of aviation. During the month of October, ABC7 is highlighting stories about our airport's history, taking you from the beginnings in the 1920s to today. Tune in every Tuesday at 6 for these exclusive special reports. You'll learn what makes it unique and how Rick Husband Amarillo International Airport has been connecting Amarillo to the world since 1929.
You're worried about a twig falling in your backyard?
Cutting words from his hedge-trimming neighbor.
She says, and I quote, "You want me to pick this up, you blankety blank blank blank?"
Judge Judy.
Today at 2 on ABC7.
We live where wide open roads lead to wide open spaces, where life is lived a different kind of way. We believe that generosity should always be given, but loyalty can only be earned. Community is sacred. Integrity is learned. We believe in going the extra mile, whether it's time to work or it's time to play. But most important, we believe in doing the right thing, always.
When it comes to choosing a foundation repair company, nobody really thinks about reliability. Childress Brothers has been serving West Texas since 1972. We show up on time for inspections and to do the job. We're friendly, clean-cut, and respectful. When you call us, we actually answer the phone. That's why over 15,000 families have trusted us with their foundations. We're all about no surprises. We're going to make your home right, and we're going to treat you right.
Integrity, honesty, unbeatable quality. Childress Brothers Foundation Repair.
Behind the wheel of a Nissan truck, every campsite becomes more remote. Every trail becomes more thrilling. And every adventure becomes a story worth telling. With best-in-class standard horsepower and impressive towing, you can do more of what you love, and you can get more out of it. Get to Truck Month today at Nissan. Get a low $264 per month lease on Frontier, or get no payments for 90 days on select vehicles.
Catch all the best highlights from around the Panhandle all season long.
Don't miss the Blitz on Friday nights at 10:07.
The Blitz brought to you by Optimum.
Next live, Randall Park. Plus, Live's Halloween show is coming.
Oh, thank goodness.
Great. Take it from here, guys.
Yeah, we are tired.
This morning at 9 on ABC7.
Well, the time's now 6:42. If you have dry shampoo, you might need to throw it out. A number of brands, including Dove, Nexus, Suave, TJ, and Tresemme, have been recalled because of potentially elevated levels of chemical called benzene, which can cause cancer. Unilever hasn't gotten reports of any problems, but the company is recalling them out of an abundance of caution. You'll find a full list of what's been recalled on the FDA's website. And the airline merger between Spirit and JetBlue is one step closer to reality. But travel experts are not celebrating the latest step, saying the sale could have a major impact on airfares and flight prices. In today's Consumer Watch, a closer look at what this could mean for the airline industry, even if you don't fly on these two airlines.
Clearing another hurdle to join forces. According to preliminary voting results, a majority of Spirit shareholders voted in favor of the deal to merge with JetBlue, creating a new airline that could reshape the industry.
If they're no longer in the marketplace, I worry about what impact that's going to have on airfare.
But how would this merger impact you? In a statement, the president and CEO of Spirit called the merger an important step forward to create the most compelling national low-fare challenger to the dominant U.S. carriers. But travel experts are concerned, including Scott Keyes, founder of Scott's Cheap Flights, a website that helps passengers find cheaper fares. He says even if you don't fly those two airlines, fewer competitors vying for your business could lead to higher plane fares overall.
Researchers have studied this, and they've found that when Spirit or other budget airlines start flying on a new route, fares across the board drop by about 20%.
JetBlue says it plans several changes, including reconfiguring Spirit planes to add first-class seating. JetBlue beat out an earlier offer to buy Spirit from Frontier Airlines, with both aiming to buy the budget airline to create a more viable competitor to the other four dominant carriers. The deal still faces strong antitrust scrutiny from the Justice Department, especially if they see the consolidation as harmful to consumers. For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Well, also making headlines, a former Minneapolis police officer pleaded guilty yesterday to aiding and abetting second-degree manslaughter in the killing of George Floyd. The deal comes as jury selection was set to begin for J. Alexander Kang. In return, a count of aiding and abetting second-degree murder will be dismissed. He is the second officer to plead guilty to the state charge. Thomas Lane earlier pleaded guilty to the same count. Former officer Tao Thao is scheduled to face trial this week. And all three officers have already been convicted on federal counts. And developing overnight, new details as the police investigate a deadly shooting at a high school in St. Louis. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has that latest.
This morning, new questions about how a gunman entered this St. Louis high school before killing at least 2 people. 7 security guards were in the school at the time. Authorities say one guard saw the gunman trying to enter a locked door before the shooting. They say the guard notified school officials, who then called police. The police chief declined to say how the shooter eventually got inside, saying revealing that information could jeopardize safety.
You can understand that we want to try and make schools a hard target. And so to give the answer to the exam is really kind of offering an opportunity for somebody else.
Officers responded to the shooting just after 9 a.m., finding students hiding under desks, jumping out of windows, and live streaming. The alleged gunman, identified as 19-year-old Orlando Harris, a former student at the school. Authorities say he was armed with a long gun when he opened fire, possibly in a classroom. One student says she escaped after the shooter's gun apparently jammed.
I seen my friend have all blood on her hand, and it was like she seen the shooter, and the shooter came to her and said, "You ready to die?"
Investigators say only 14 minutes elapsed between the first 911 call and the gunman being shot dead. Some of the responding officers happened to be nearby attending a colleague's funeral.
Hey, the call went out. They drove there. They put their car in park. They drew a weapon. They went into the building.
Authorities identified the 2 deceased victims as a 16-year-old female student and health teacher, Jean Kuchka. Her daughter saying Kuchka was killed when the gunman burst into her class and she got between him and her students.
She put herself between them and harm, between them and danger. She was love. She was the embodiment of love.
A motive for the shooting is under investigation.
7 other people were wounded. Authorities say the gunman was armed with nearly a dozen high-capacity magazines. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
And now, your Storm Surge 7 forecast with meteorologist Corbin Vogus.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone. We've got clear skies this morning. That's why we have some very cold temperatures. Just take a look at your water vapor imagery as well as satellite overlaid on top of that. You can see that big upper level low that brought all of that rain and even some snow, some slushy snow, didn't accumulate to the high plains region. That's moving off towards the Midwest. Again, we've got clear skies and a lot of dry air starting to pump into the Panhandles region this morning. Freeze warnings in effect for the western half of the Panhandles until at least 10 a.m. for those bottom 3 counties there, Palmer, Castro, and Swisher County, and then 11 o'clock for everyone else. New Mexico's hard freeze warnings and freeze warnings in effect until 10 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Again, here's some of those rain totals that we had yesterday. Amarillo officially recording 1.35 inches of rainfall. on the east side of town there at the National Weather Service office. That's actually good enough to set a new daily rainfall record for October 24th. October 24th, really kind of a very active day for us over the last 5 years. The last 3 of 5 years, we've had at least a ½ inch of rain. We had that rare snowstorm in 2019. Again, dumped 5.5 inches of snow that day 3 years ago. But again, nice to see the moisture yesterday. We still are 2 inches behind our annual rainfall average, but it was really nice to see the moisture. Here's some videos and pictures sent in through Chime In. You can see some of the snowflakes falling there in Canyon, Texas. That sent in by Jamie Gillespie, and then Boyd Helton sent us this picture on Chime In on the right side. That's a nice sunset there after the rain and snow cleared out of the area on the west side of Amarillo. Here's your temperatures right now. 38 in Amarillo at the moment, 32 in Dumas, 26 hard freeze up there in Cimarron County for Boise City, and then 33 in Dimmitt. So you'll want that jacket this morning as you go outside. You might get to shake it off this afternoon. Temperatures are going to warm up into the low 60s. Our winds very light, around 5 to 15 miles per hour. We'll make it up into the 60s by 4 o'clock today. But again, that is still about 8 degrees below where we normally would be. And for the catnap forecast, we've got Buddy up here this morning. Thank you, Brittany, for sharing a picture of your pet with us here at Storm Surge 7. Your Barron computer model looks like this over the next 2 days. Quiet weather in the middle of the work week. Again, we climbed to the low 60s this afternoon under full sunshine. Our next surface trough going to turn those winds back over to the south on Wednesday morning. That is when we're going to start to see the low-level moisture get pumped back into the Texas Panhandle. And that actually may pump in enough before our next upper-level storm system gets here that we could be dealing with some thunderstorms and maybe even some severe storms on Thursday. By Friday, probably just dealing with some rainfall as that cold front comes through and we just start to see some more stratiform rain behind the front. But it does look like that system's going to need to keep it definitely needs attention. It's not as strong as the last one in terms of its cold air potency, so no snow chances involved with this one, just that severe storm potential, and then that'll start to move off down towards the north side of Texas, towards the DFW area. Here's the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for any severe weather on Thursday. This is just the longest range that they have with that categorical risk. You can see that we have that marginal risk in the dark green in the eastern side of the region. That is where we have that 1 in 5 chance, or that level 1 out of 5, where we could see some severe storms. Doesn't look like it'll be a lot of severe weather, but again, those storms that do become severe could be capable of damaging winds and large hail. Something we'll talk about a little bit more here in your full forecast coming up at midday at 11 o'clock or tomorrow. Highs today making it into the 60s this afternoon, roughly 8 degrees below normal. Another cold morning tomorrow in the 30s and 40s. High temperatures on your Wednesday will climb up into the high 60s and low 70s. Very seasonal tomorrow. Get out and enjoy it if you can. Winds may be a little on the breezier side at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then we've got that active weather to finish off this work week. Looks like we'll see the rain clear away before Friday night football. It's just going to be a cold night.
When it's time to get to it, no other lineup of equipment has the guts to get it done. Hauling, dragging, digging, cutting, mudding, rolling, mulching, running. It's sure to be enough to keep you out of the house all day. Doing what you do best. Defying limitations. Redefining expectations. This is where one tough animal plays. This is where your will meets the way.
The power to change your future is now. The SUVs are here. Be one of the first to drive a new Explorer, Bronco Sport, or Edge. Custom order your Ford SUV today and lock in 3.9% for 60 months, plus up to $500 bonus cash. See your best in Texas Ford dealer for more information.
With Sonic's 2 for $5 menu, you get 2 delicious things for only $5. How will you know which 2 to choose? Don't ask us. That's a rhetorical question. And everyone knows 2 for $5 is better than 1, which is helpful if you struggle with decision making. The Sonic 2 for $5 menu.
Sonic.
Carry on my way.
This is the story of how Dad met Mom and how that put them on a mission to save the world.
You're like a dog with a bone.
And coffee.
2023 Tundra. Toyota, let's go places.
Why are we here?
To extradite the fleeing suspect. There he is, right there. Catch your breath, because you're under arrest.
The op is compromised. Local PD set us up.
ABC7 News Daybreak continues.
Once again, good morning and thank you for joining us. The time right now is 6:54. Well, Leslie Jordan has died at the age of 67 in a car crash, reportedly after a medical emergency. And this morning, he's being remembered with the same affection that he showed his fans. Here's ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
Aaron, this may come as a great shock to you, but I'm a homosexual.
Leslie Jordan may have been small in stature, but his comedy chops were larger than life. The 67-year-old actor was known for roles on Will and Grace and American Horror Story, but it was on social media in the early days of the pandemic that so many came to know Jordan's humor and heart.
Hello, my fellow hunka-downers. What are y'all doing? I'll tell you what I'm doing.
Jordan posting twice a day for 80 days, lifting spirits in a troubling time. Jordan was born in 1955 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. At under 5 feet tall, he tried being a jockey in his 20s before pivoting to show business. He was cast in guest roles on Murphy Brown and Newhart, but his big break was playing Beverly Leslie in Will and Grace.
Well.
Co-star Megan Mullally calling him flawlessly funny, and Eric McCormick saying he was the funniest and flirtiest Southern gent I've ever known. Jordan was starring in Call Me Kat when he died.
Hey, leave Phil alone. Yeah, leave Phil alone. I have such a crush on him.
The show is now pausing production. Co-star Mayim Bialik recalling Jordan as tender, wise, naughty, and hilarious. Jordan passed away Monday in Los Angeles in a car accident. He once told Pride Source how he hoped to be remembered.
I think I want to be remembered just as like a Dolly Parton, that nobody had a bad word. You know, he was a nice guy. And the fact that I'm fairly talented and this and that, that's okay.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Well, it's official. Henry Cavill has confirmed that he will return to the role of Superman in the DC Comics extended cinematic universe. The British actor broke the news on Instagram. He shared a profile shot of himself as Superman before saying in a self-video in part, quote, "I wanted to make it official. I'm back as Superman." The news comes after Cavill appeared as the Man of Steel for a cameo at the end of Black Adam, the new DC superhero film starring Dwayne Johnson. And a Fox sitcom has stopped production, and Kanye West is now without representation. For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
That's just something I've heard people say.
The Fox sitcom Call Me Kat pausing production following the death of one of its stars, Leslie Jordan. Jordan died Monday in a single-car accident in Los Angeles at the age of 67. The Emmy-winning character actor was best known for roles on Will and Grace and American Horror Story and in the movie The Help.
I've gone viral.
And during the pandemic, he found a new audience of millions on social media with his ability to make people smile. Kanye West now without representation in Hollywood. His agency CAA has dropped him. This comes after the rapper repeatedly used interviews and social media to perpetuate stereotypes about Jewish control of the media and financial institutions. Also, MRC Entertainment has shelved a finished documentary about West, saying it cannot support any content that amplifies West's platform. It's going to cost you more to watch Ted Lasso, Apple TV Plus, with its first ever price hike since the streaming service launched almost 3 years ago. It's going from $5 a month to $7, the annual plan going from $50 a year to $70. The price also going up for Apple Music, as well as the company's entertainment bundle, which includes video games. And happy birthday to Katy Perry. The superstar singer and American Idol judge is 38 today, while the Office actor Craig Robinson is 51. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, Johnny, it was certainly nice to see all the rain yesterday, even that little bit of snow that we had trying to fall out there last night. But it is going to be pretty quiet here in the middle of the week.
Yeah, it was nice seeing the puddles of water and rain dropping down.
Yeah, it was definitely a nice sight for sure. Let's take a last look at your forecast. We've got some freeze warnings in place for the western side of the region. Hard freeze warnings there in Quay and Union County. Just kind of depends on which time zone you're in. Most of those expire at 10 MDT or 11 CDT at Central Daylight Time or Mountain Daylight Time. Temperatures right now in the 30s and 20s in the northwest, in the 30s and 40s. Elsewhere, you're definitely going to want the jacket this morning if you're going to spend some time outside, but that full sunshine will help us warm into the 60s this afternoon. And then we've got our next weather maker coming through later this week, Thursday. Keeping an eye on it. Already got a marginal risk for some severe storm potential in the southeast Texas Panhandle.
Wow, looking forward to that. Well, thank you for waking up with us here on Daybreak. We'll be back throughout Good Morning America with more local news and weather.
And be sure to join us back here for midday. That's at 11. We'll see you then.